Okay, so Justine, we were talking about how we did some drawings based on where we believe CO2 is and how it sort of cycled through the atmosphere. We did one beginning of the unit, and then we did another one sort of modeling representing CO2 towards the end of the unit. And I was kind of wondering what you were thinking in your initial one versus your final one.
In my initial one, I was thinking more like globally because I kind of forgot like individually like where CO2 came from and like if you looked just like in a city like where it would be. So I just thought to like draw like the earth and like, oh, in this country there's CO2. And then while here like in the second one, I thought more of like, oh, like factories and like CO2 is all in the air and like people like breathe it out. So before here I was just thinking like, oh, like just like a kind of broad,
More global picture.
yeah.
So like in this one you drew the like water is what I'm interpreting, and you drew some can you talk about maybe why you drew the water in this picture more specifically than in this picture? Did your understanding change, or?
My understanding changed, I think, when we talked about like ocean acidification and how like CO2 goes into the ocean and how it like kind of helps like down there like with the shells and stuff. Then in here, when I wasn't really thinking about it, I didn't really think like, oh, CO2 could go like down into the ocean and kind of affect everything. So in there, it's like in this picture, I wanted to kind of represent that.
Okay. And then it seems like on this one, there is some factories in both pictures, but this one's a lot more specific. You're showing, looks like a car, a human, bunny?
It's a dead bunny.
A dead bunny? And the tree. Can you tell me about why maybe you included those in this representation of the CO2 cycle?
Because like when cars like they emit like this like the gas and like the CO2, and then for like people we like breathe it out, and then like when like the dead bunny is decomposing, it sends off like the different like gases, and same with the factory. And while here, like I kind of forgot that.
Okay, so there was time for you to do some reading, see some things, and make some changes. Okay, I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I think that's good.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.